Warning, I'm just having fun with old cars. I hope you get some tips and a good laugh from watching, but don't do what I do on your projects. What is up, everybody? Uh, we're back again. If you guys saw the last video, my truck is still taken apart. So we're gonna start working on all the stuff we gotta do. The neighbor's dog will not shut up. What are you gonna do? So we're gonna start working on the stuff that we gotta do to get this put back together. Hopefully, as soon as possible. I've got the rest of today and tomorrow to work on it, so I'm hoping to knock out a couple things. It's already late in the afternoon, so I don't know what all I'll get done today, but we're gonna do whatever we can. So I know I talked a lot in the last video, but I'm gonna try not to do that today, even though it's very easy to do because I just ramble on like I'm doing right now. So I've got the motor pulled over here, and I did a little bit. I sprayed some cleaner on it. I'm going to try and get this thing as clean as I possibly can, and pretty much all the paint I put on it when I built it years ago is all coming off, so I'm gonna strip what I have to off of it, and I'm gonna try and wire wheel all the crud off of it, and hopefully be able to, I don't know, I bought some primer because Ace doesn't carry Chevy Orange for some reason. So I don't know, we'll get something put on it. Mainly I gotta get it all cleaned up and get the new gaskets in it. Timing cover and oil pan are the main concern. I did pick up new bolts for the intake manifold, and the reason I did that, I might show you after I'm done cleaning it, but it's got like mismatched hardware in it right now. It's never had the right hardware. It's never had washers. It's still not going to have the right hardware, but I did buy stainless bolts and lock washers because maybe, I don't know, I'll show you later. You can't put a regular washer in there because the bolt holes are whatever, you'll see it, I promise. So I just got a bunch of little stuff like that. I got new bolts to replace the studs in my carb adapter studs. They're just bolts that are through the bottom. I got new grade 8 ones of those because those are kind of stripped and they're also too short. So I picked up those. Yeah, it's kind of a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that I've been needing to do for a long time, and that's kind of why I took it all apart, is so I could finally do some of that stuff. So I already said I was going to quit rambling, then I started rambling. So I'm just going to put you guys on a time lapse, and I'm going to get to work cleaning all of the oil and such off of this, and I will check back in with you once it's all clean and I'm ready to start taking stuff apart, and I will show you that this thing is just all old junk that I had laying around when I built it. So enjoy the time lapse and the music. Somebody's talking over there. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what's happening. You wait there. I'm gonna put you on time lapse. You get to listen to some music, and I'm gonna work. See you after. Okay, so hopefully you guys saw some of what I was doing. It's just a whole bunch of cleaning and wire wheeling, and um, it's not perfect, but you probably know by now if you've watched any of my other videos. Um, Getting it done usually outweighs getting it perfect. It's just the way it is for me. Um, Maybe someday I'll have time to make things perfect, and I will, but it's not that day today. So, um, I guess I'll show you. It still looks like junk, but I'll show you real quick. I'm at the point now. Uh, I'm going to drop the oil pan and then take the front timing cover off. Um, which I'll do with you guys, I guess, because you've been on time lapse pretty much this whole video. Um, I'm probably not going to show you swapping out the intake bolts, but I'll show you the process I'm going to use for that. And then it's going to be just kind of putting it back together, throwing some paint on it. I got to look. I might have some Chevy orange here at the house. This sun, the weather today is going to be the death of me. It's windy. The sun is blowing me out. Yep. See? Can't see anything. I don't have a... There's not a good spot. I don't know. Still haven't found it. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do the things and fix the things and put some silicone on some things and be done with the things. So I'll show you the motor real quick. And I'll show you the process I'm going to do on the intake bolts, since I'm not going to show that to you guys because it's going to be boring. And yeah, then we'll pull oil pan, timing cover, get new gaskets put on it, hopefully fix the leaks, because I'm not very good at making stuff not leak. Obviously, that's why this is here, because it's done nothing but leaked. So, hang on, let me switch it around. Okay, so don't mind my shadow. We'll do the full walk around. I went ahead and pulled the water pump and the crank thing, the bouncer is the word I'm looking for. I pulled those off. Obviously my first paint job didn't stick. My next one's probably not going to stick either. But yeah, so let me see if I can show you. You can see here's one type of bolt. Here's a different type of bolt. There's a different type of bolt. So I bought all stainless bolts for that. And basically all I'm going to do is I'll pull one out, put one back in. The intake is sealed up right now, so I'm not going to screw that up just to swap out those bolts. So by doing them one at a time and tightening them back up as I go, that shouldn't be an issue. Another issue I do have that I haven't addressed yet is this. I shouldn't be able to turn that by hand, and that is definitely a vacuum leak. So I'm gonna have to do something with that. This looks like garbage because it's cheap Chinese garbage, but it's cheap Chinese garbage that isn't leaking, so it's also gonna stay. You can kind of see my theme here, but yeah, so I'm gonna set up the camera on a holding device and take the oil pan. You gotta pull oil pan first, timing cover, and we'll look at what we find when we do that. Hang on a second. Okay. I don't know if you can see me, but first things first, you guys can probably see that I smeared silicone all over this. Also, the wind noise is probably terrible, so also sorry about that. But oil pan's pretty easy. Again, I do not have the correct bolts in this, but you know, it is what it is. So the way that I like to pull these off is there is, on mine anyway, there's a 1/2 inch bolt on the 4 corners. So I like to leave those in, and there's 7/16. Well, they use a 7/16 socket on the rest. So I pull those out first. It's really good to find out that that one wasn't tight at all. So that's good. I also like to always have something below here that has an edge on it so that your stuff doesn't just roll away. Even though you should probably, I probably should clean this, you know, because it's, but whatever, it's fine. Now, we'll go to the other side. Hang on. Don't mind the animals barking again. That's fine. Now that all those are out, switch to your 1/2 inch and pop these ones out. Probably should keep those relatively organized, even though it's not really my style. Oh. Okay. Front one. That's good. I'm pretty sure there's enough silicone on here to hold this up, but always be prepared for it to fall off. And And when you put way too much silicone on, they just stay on with no bolts. I need a hammer. Ooh. Cover your ears. What the hell? Guess you gotta take some of this off. Did I forget one? No? There it goes. I just need to hit it hard. Now, be very careful when you're prying on this with a screwdriver, because you will ruin the edge of that oil pan. Ask me how I know. Come on. Well, that's interesting. Definitely something on the oil pickup. And also, I'm not really sure that this is... I might have to go back through some old pictures and see if that's how that was when I put it together. Because that does not look correct. But I'm kind of a hack, so very well could have been the way I did it. So, looks like a motor in there. Kind of. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with cleaning all that up, because that's going to take me a while. But let's jump up and get the front cover off and see what it looks like in there. Everything looks pretty good in here, from what I can tell. And honestly, it was running fine, so I'm not even going to consider checking bearings or any of that stuff, because it wasn't making any noise. It gave me no real reason to suspect that it needed bearings. So don't mess with something that works, is what I'm saying. And so we're just going to, say it's mint and move on to something else. Let's pull a timing cover off now. Okay. I wish I had a chair. You guys remind me next time I'm at the store to buy a chair, because I could use it. Unfortunately, this cheap Chinese timing cover uses these little tiny 1/4-inch 12-point bolts. And guess who doesn't have a 1/4-inch 12-point socket? It's me. So I get to use a box wrench like the olden days. It's kind of frustrating, but it do be that way sometimes. I don't really expect to find anything weird in here, but I can tell, I know you guys won't be able to see it, but the rubber gasket that came with this timing cover is splitting like all the way around. So that tells me that's probably not helping our situation, because if you don't remember, this thing leaked it was leaking here, it was leaking around here from the oil pan gasket, and it was leaking here, but maybe you saw the video where I fixed it, maybe you didn't. Fixed it. I put a new seal in here, and that seemed to seal up around the crank pulley. I also put a sleeve on the shank of the balancer. That seemed to help that situation. That balancer is still cracked, which you would have seen in that video also. Uh, I don't know. I don't know why I haven't replaced it, other than uh, I really wanted to put a different motor in this truck, so I wasn't planning on leaving this one together. But it seems like that's not going to be what's happening now that I've got the S10, and I'd like to build that. Um, so balancer is on the list of things I need. So I'm probably going to speed this up for you guys starting now. Okay, well, glad you guys did that so fast. I guess I'm glad I got that done so fast for you guys. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to word that. But welcome back. As you can see, hopefully you can see, this gasket is smoked. Which, for sure, I would say that is definitely a big part of my problem. I don't know if it's the whole problem. Some of the things, I spent some money on this thing when I was building it on certain things. Timing set was one of them. It's a double roller, double chain, double roller chain, double chain. You know, the double one. Whatever. It's fine. It's a little. It's got a little. Whoop 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 whoop. But yeah, everything pretty much looks how I expected. When I noticed the cracks, maybe you can see, when I noticed the cracks at the top of this gasket like this, I was pretty concerned about it, and I would say that is definitely a problem. Now, granted, it's probably not my whole problem, I would venture to say, but it's definitely part of it. So, now that we found that, this all kind of goes with the motto of all the rod bearings and main bearings and stuff. All this stuff worked just a few days ago, so I'm not gonna get too carried away checking stuff or anything. So in saying that, this will be the end of this clip, and I gotta clean all this. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time and just slap myself. Generally speaking, I usually put silicone on the part that I can remove and not on the block. And I have no idea what was going through my mind when I did the exact opposite of that on this motor. So now I got a bunch of cleaning to do. It's going to be relatively inconvenient. So I'm going to start doing that, and you guys will get to skip all that, and I'll be back with you in, I don't know, a second, 1.5 seconds. Hopefully that sun is not directly in my eyes when we come back, and we'll slap all this crap back together, and it'll probably leak again. So, yay! See ya in a minute or a second, a minute second. Okay, so I know you guys can't see me, but maybe you can see this area. Uh, Against my better judgment, I've decided to change the rear main seal. I don't know if it was leaking. Also, the neighbor's dogs won't shut up. But anyway, I don't know. I don't feel like it was leaking bad. But I've also cleaned this thing a bunch, so I don't know. First thing I did was pull the oil pump off. This goes, find the hole, drop the bolt. This goes like this. There's one bolt that goes in here. It's got a 5/8 head on it. You just drop that out. This right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, is what indexes on the distributor and drives your oil pump. I don't know. Most of you may know that. Some of you may not. I don't know. Now, I'm still on the fence of if I should even bother with this, because I'll probably create a leak I didn't have before. But to change the rear main seal, this is just a 2-bolt main, whatever. Some of them have 4 bolts, so there'd be an extra one on the center mains. This is not one of those, so I don't know if I'll be able to get this with a ratchet, because there should be torqued to 70 foot-pounds, and also those are not 5/8. So let's see, maybe they're 11/16. Sure enough, good thing I grabbed both. Yeah. All of my joints just cracked. Okay, I need more leverage. Please hold. Okay, change of plans. Have impact, use impact. Come on. Milwaukee, not scared. Okay, Milwaukee, a little scared. Nope, just gotta have it on the right setting. So, it probably doesn't matter, but I try to keep the main bolts where they were, just in case it does matter for some reason. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I don't think this rear main was leaking. Okay, windstorm. It's great. I love it. I should probably go pick up all my trash that's blowing around now. But, let's see. Crank does not look great, if I'm being honest. They say if it'll catch your nail, it probably needs to be turned. It catches my nail several times, so that's good. There's definitely been some garbage that's gone through this thing. I put these bearings in when I put this motor together, but it's probably got, I wouldn't be surprised if this motor's got 10,000 miles on it since I put it together, because for about 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, I literally drove this truck every single day. Back and forth to work, anywhere I need to go. This was the only vehicle I had. So, I don't know how many miles it has on it, but I bet it's quite a bit. And really, there's definitely some unhappiness in the bearing, but it's not terrible. I don't know if you saw the way I had this rear main. It's kind of a common trick is you offset the joints for it. You see how this is set down. Hold on. This is set down. This side is sticking up a little bit. It's a pretty common hack, if you want to call it that, or whatever. It helps make sure that this seals good, because they have a tendency to leak at the seam if you just put them flush like that. This bearing, I mean, obviously it doesn't look perfect, but it's still got tension in the cap, which tells me it hasn't gotten really hot or anything, because it'll shrink up and fall out, basically. I am not gonna, I guess I could, let me see. If the upper half of this will, oh yeah, it will. Okay. I'm gonna roll the rear main seal. I'm gonna put a new one in it. So to do this without taking the crank out of it, you're just gonna take, this is the cap side, but it'll work for demonstrating. You're just gonna take this and you gotta roll. I say roll. By that I mean push the other side of this seal out. So you can push it around the crank until you can get a hold of it and roll it down until you can take it out. Then this, if this was the new one, you just put it up to the crank and then roll it around the crank and into position. So that's kind of, it's, some of them fit tighter than others, and some of them are very hard to get out, but it's really not too bad to do. The other thing you want to make sure is sorry, I'm inspecting this while I'm trying to tell you what to do, which is fine. I'm going to roll this other half out real quick. So, honestly, the seal looks pretty good. I should have left it alone. Honestly, I should have left it alone. Because now you risk like something being weird when you retorque it and stuff. So, if you have something that works, just leave it together. Don't mess with it. I shouldn't have taken this apart, but we're here now. So, the other thing you want to do, I don't know if maybe you can see it better this way. This flap right here, you want it to be towards the front of the motor. There's a bunch of people who make videos on this, but you want that pointed towards the front, like towards the balancer, we'll say. And the reason is when the crank's gonna ride on that, and if this, you can't see this right here, the oil pressure will actually push this up, which is gonna help it seal. If you put it backwards, it's gonna have the opposite effect. It is going to push oil by the seal. Why are we having a windstorm? It's December. I got trash blowing around. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you that real quick. I'm going to slide the new one in and get this put back together. It's getting late, so this might be the last thing I get done today. I might have to come back in the morning which sucks because I don't want to leave this open, but I may have to. But anyway, I just want to show you that the main cap is going to go up. It torques to 70 foot-pounds on these small blocks. And just make sure that everything is happy when you do it. This is a thrust. The rear main on the small blocks is a thrust, so you're technically supposed to put pressure on the thrust bearing when you torque it, which I may or may not do. Just don't tell anyone if I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna throw all this back together, and then I'll check back in with you. Really, all I got left is new gaskets and stuff, but I'll probably check back in with you in the morning because I gotta get my mess cleaned up and get ready for stuff I got going on this evening. So yeah, hope that helped somebody. If it didn't, I'm sorry I wasted your time, but I'm gonna get back to work. So see you in a second. I got it right this time. Okay, I'm back. Obviously, if you can tell, it's a lot colder today, so that's great. I left off with doing that rear main seal, I think. Yeah, I got everything cleaned up, kind of prepped for putting it back together. I just got that Felpro kits, just cork oil pan gaskets, you know, the rubber. The one-piece oil pan gaskets are probably better. Not probably, definitely better. But I didn't buy those. So, hold on. I got this kind of set in place. I'm gonna try. Obviously, last time I put a bunch of silicone on this thing when I put it together, and it leaked like crazy. So I'm gonna try to not put a bunch of silicone on it and just do the corners that I know need it. But also last night I started working on editing this video, and it's already way longer than I think it should be for what I'm doing. So basically I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do real quick, and then maybe show you time lapse, maybe not. And I'm just gonna put all this stuff together. I wanted to paint the block, but it is 30 degrees right now, and I mean, I don't do a good job on stuff, but I'm pretty sure nothing will go well when it's 30 degrees outside. So basically, hold on. I don't know if this was part of my problem before. I actually think it might have been most of it. But this cheap Chinese cover, where this, I don't have enough hands. Hold on. Where this lip is, it's like spot welded to the rest of the cover. And there's a seam right there that looked like it was leaking oil between the two plates, which was exactly where I was having a major leak. So yesterday, while I was cleaning up, I put some silicone in that seam. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I figured it isn't going to hurt anything either. So maybe if you have one of these cheap covers, check that, because I definitely feel like that was part of my problem. But anyway, I got this ready. I'm going to slap that cover on. I'm going to end up just putting silicone in these bottom corners when I go to put the oil pan on. So yeah, the oil pan gets these around the end. Oh no. Oh no. Go back on. Close enough. So I'm gonna be putting silicone on the corners, and then this meets up to the. I'm cold. Okay. Uh, um, this meets up to the cork gasket, so there's gonna be silicone there. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm just gonna set you guys up. I'm gonna get that done because it's very cold and this video is already too long. So you just hang out there and we'll button this thing up, and then I'll try and figure out what I'm gonna do about all the other stuff I gotta do. Hang on. Okay, well, I jumped ahead a little bit because it was mostly just putting stuff back together. Yeah, you guys saw how I ended up flipping the motor over to put the oil pan on it. It's just easier. I already had everything off the motor except for the rest of the coolant, which went perfectly into a drain pan. It didn't. But anyway, I got the intake manifold bolts switched out. I got the oil pan put on. I just put silicone in the corners where it all meets. The four corners, which I'll show you real quick. Hopefully that's better. Same with the timing chain cover. I don't think I said this before, but I did put the timing chain cover on loose and put the balancer in and then tightened it all up. Hopefully that helps center that seal on the balancer. Hopefully. I pulled the, maybe you can see, I pulled the adapter plate off on there because I have a spread board, a square bore adapter. I ordered new gaskets for it, which I gotta go pick up, but I'm gonna leave it off for right now anyway because hopefully my wife doesn't watch this video. I don't think she watches any of them anyway. It's fine. But I'm not even gonna say it. I have some plans that are gonna require me to leave that off. Same with, I have some plans for that too. But it will have to be after Christmas because it involves a gift that I may have bought for my wife that I also intend on using for myself. It's a little selfish, but it's fine. It's fine. I cranked down on my little vacuum thing. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, and then I went ahead. I just threw all the accessories and everything accessories is a water pump. I threw all that stuff back on. I did silicone the water pump gasket to the block just because this block is really rough. Also, hold on, maybe you can probably see I opted to not paint it. Two reasons. One, it is still in the 30s, so it's not like the paint's gonna stick to it anyway. And honestly, the next time this motor comes out of the truck, it'll either be blown up or I'll have a replacement. Maybe both. Uh, it's just junk. So I have something I'd like to do that truck. I kind of screwed myself up by buying that S10 and wanting to build it. I know I have problems, but it's fine. So yeah, this is not a long-term thing. Otherwise, I would figure out a way to get paint on this thing, crank a heater on it or something. But we're not doing that because it's hopefully a semi-temporary solution to keep the truck on the road. In saying all that, this video is already longer than I think it should be for what I got done, which was really nothing. Other than a couple new gaskets is all you can really claim. I mean, I got it all cleaned up and stuff, so it's fine. It is what it is, okay? But and now I've been rambling for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna quit wasting everybody's time. This video is gonna come out right before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you guys have a great holiday. Spend some time with your family. Maybe eat some good food. Hopefully get car parts under the Christmas tree. That's what I'm hoping for. And thanks everybody who supports and does all the comments and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. It helps keep me motivated to come out here, even when I'm freezing my toesies off. So yeah, that's gonna wrap this one up. Appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. And you're about to hear that again. Good luck. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.